The macadamia is an iconic Australian crop with over 75% of global production occurring in Queensland and New South Wales. Indigenous to northeastern Australia and cultivated for thousands of years by Aboriginal Australians. Botanists formally described the macadamia in 1859 after the nut was sent from Rouse, NUS to William McAdam in Melbourne. Interesting fact: macadam is a namesake of the term macadamia. Commercial macadamia farming began in the late 1800s and has since flourished into a billion-dollar industry. Concurrently, universities conducted extensive research refining optimal rootstocks, planting densities, yields, and harvest methods. Overseas sales expanded to markets like Hawaii, California, South Africa, and Europe based on Australia's dominance and global supply. Today, the macadamia industry remains a noteworthy economic contributor and cultural treasure enjoyed throughout the world. The macadamia nut has become synonymous with Australian agriculture, both domestically and globally. Interesting fact: macadamia trees are long-lived, with some specimens in Queensland over 150 years old still bearing nut crops. This video will take a comprehensive look at farm and the journey macadamia nuts undertake from seedling to packaged snack. For our pre-planting operations, a heavyweight ripper plow, proven effective on our terrain, is carefully calibrated. The plowing machine is tractor-towed across designated areas, using an array of iron shank blades and discs to thoroughly fracture compacted layers 30 centimeters deep. This intensive tilling aerates the profile while minimizing soil inversion and erosion risks compared to broader techniques. Once plowing is complete, our team of planters follow closely behind to install nursery-raised seedlings. Planting commences by gently setting bare-root seedlings at the same level as the surrounding earth. Careful soil compaction excludes air pockets which could desiccate delicate tissues in initial establishment. Once established, the orchard demands a continuous cycle of labor. Over winter, a team of 10 full-time employees perform annual pruning to optimize nut production, facilitated harvesting access, and encourage vigorous regrowth. This stimulates new wood growth and increases flowering the following spring. Herbicides, mulching, and manual weeding mitigate competing vegetation. Targeted spraying treats key pests such as weevils and lacebugs, which can stress trees and impact yields if left unchecked, and is informed by scouting records and pheromone traps. Interesting fact: macadamias are particularly susceptible to drought stress due to their large canopies, but possess extensive deep root systems, enabling them to tolerate periods of low rainfall once established. Our macadamia trees typically begin fruiting after 5 to 7 years of growth. From late winter to spring, the trees produce clusters of green husked nuts enclosed in hard shells. Throughout summer and early fall, the nuts mature and the husks change color to brown, indicating ripeness. As autumn arrives, the ripe nuts naturally detach from the trees and fall to the ground. We monitor trees closely during this seasonal nut drop period. To harvest our mature 80,000 tree orchard efficiently, we use specialized machinery designed to collect fallen nuts while minimizing damage. Vacuum harvesters with powerful suction lifts are driven throughout orchards to collect nuts into onboard hoppers. These machines are very effective on our varied terrain. We also employ mechanical sweepers which use rotating brushes to gently gather nuts into collection areas. Our primary machine is a powerful self-propelled vacuum collector manufactured to our specifications. Powered by a 200 horsepower diesel engine, it features a 3.7 meter wide hopper and 8,500 CFM multi-stage suction fans that lift fallen nuts gently from the ground surface. Extensively field-tested brush configurations and vacuum settings minimize kernel damage to less than 1%. Internal baffles and scalping screens allow the passage of nuts while excluding larger particulate. Collected product is carefully directed to 4 15-ton rear dump hoppers. Deploying 2 machines per 160 harvest hours, our small operations team collects over 1 million kilograms annually. The harvesters cover 25 acres daily, greatly reducing labor demands and allowing superior efficiency, control, and precise post-harvest handling. After harvesting, macadamia nuts are covered in dirt, debris, and husks that must be removed. The first step in post-harvest processing is cleaning. This process involves washing the nuts to remove soil and other contaminants. Mechanical cleaning systems often incorporate brushes and water jets to ensure thorough cleaning. Once cleaned, the nuts undergo drying to reduce their moisture content. This is a critical step in preventing mold growth and ensuring the nut's longevity. Workers visually inspect each kernel for size, color, and overall quality. They separate large, whole kernels from smaller or broken ones. Workers carefully check for any defects such as discoloration, mold, or insect damage. Kernels with any signs of defects are removed to maintain high-quality standards. Uniformity and consistency. Manual classification ensures uniformity in size and appearance, which is important for packaging and consumer satisfaction. Human workers can identify subtle defects and variations that machines might miss, ensuring a higher quality end product. Macadamia nuts have one of the hardest shells among tree nuts, making manual shelling impractical. Therefore, specialized shelling machines are employed to crack open the tough shells while preserving the integrity of the kernels inside. These machines apply just the right amount of pressure to crack the shells without damaging the precious kernels. After shelling, the kernels are inspected to remove remaining shell fragments and kernels that are damaged or cracked during the shelling process. This is an important step to ensure that the final product is free of shell fragments and of high quality. After shelling, the kernels undergo thorough quality inspection. Any shell remnants or damaged kernels are meticulously removed to ensure that only the finest quality nuts proceed to the next stage. Any remaining shell fragments or damaged kernels pose a risk of contamination to the batch. By promptly identifying and removing these imperfections, the risk of contamination is minimized, ensuring the safety and purity of the product. Packaging plays a crucial role in maintaining the freshness and quality of the macadamia nuts. Moisture-proof, light-resistant, and airtight packaging materials, such as plastic pouches or vacuum-sealed bags with moisture-absorbing inserts, are commonly used to protect the nuts from external factors that could compromise their quality. Every package of macadamia nuts is labeled with essential information such as the product name, weight, production date, expiration date, and nutritional information. Branding elements and eye-catching designs are often incorporated to enhance product visibility and appeal to consumers. With the macadamia nuts expertly shelled, packaged, and labeled, they are now ready to be introduced to the market. Packaged macadamia nuts are distributed to retail outlets, supermarkets, or online stores through various distribution channels. Transportation logistics are carefully managed to ensure that the nuts reach their destination in optimal condition. At retail stores, macadamia nuts are prominently displayed in easily accessible areas to attract consumer attention. Dedicated shelves or specialty sections may be allocated for nutritious nut products. The walnut tree farm stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of agriculture, where tradition meets innovation to produce a cherished crop enjoyed by millions worldwide. From its humble beginnings rooted in indigenous cultivation practices, to modern-day advancements in farming techniques and global distribution, the walnut tree farm embodies the rich tapestry of agricultural history and progress. The farmer driving the tractor adjusts the plow to create regular rows of ribs on the ground, preparing for the planting process. They choose a suitable and appropriate area to plant walnut trees, ensuring that the land is well prepared and comfortable for the seedlings to grow. Plows with blades and discs are designed to effectively break up and reach the ground, creating a layer of soil that is soft and ideal for growing plants. The people behind gently and carefully placed each walnut tree in the appropriate position on the land prepared by the plow. They take care to ensure that the seedlings are buried at the correct depth, and that the soil is carefully lined to protect the plants from insects and competition from weeds. The young trees begin their formative years, requiring diligent care. The farmer oversees annual winter pruning to properly shape branches for optimal growth structure. Each tree is carefully pruned to select the best branching patterns that will support heavy nut crops while allowing equipment access. By the fifth growing season, the male pollinizer trees planted between blocks come into full bloom in February, attracting native bee populations. This triggers flowering on the female trees beginning in March, assisted by several beehive placements to optimize cross-pollination. With ample rainfall and moderate temperatures, flowers develop into tiny green husked nuts on the branch terminals. The farmer carefully inspects early nut development, noting variances that will influence harvest timing. As the summer days lengthen and the sun's warmth intensifies, the walnut trees enter a phase of accelerated growth and maturation. This transformation is particularly evident in the nuts themselves, as the husks surrounding them begin to thicken and the nuts swell with the promise of ripeness. With each passing week, the nuts undergo a remarkable metamorphosis, transitioning from their initial green hues to the rich, earthy tones of tan and mahogany that signify ripeness. The husks, once tender and green, now toughen and darken, providing a protective shell for the developing nuts within. As the walnut orchard reaches its peak of ripeness, signaling the onset of the harvest season, meticulous preparations are undertaken to ensure a smooth and efficient operation. With over 90% of the nuts naturally releasing from the branches, a telltale sign of readiness, the farmer wastes no time in initiating the harvest process. The farmer deploys a specialized shaker equipped with variable vibrating heads, strategically positioned to maximize efficiency. Guided by GPS technology, the tractor navigates with precision up and down the rows of walnut trees, gently shaking the branches to dislodge the ripe nuts. Mechanical sweepers gather the fallen nuts into bulk bins, which are then emptied directly into waiting trailers for efficient transfer. This streamlined process minimizes handling and reduces the risk of damage to the delicate nuts. With each pass through the orchard, the trailers fill up with nature's bounty, ready to be transported to processing facilities. Trailers loaded with freshly harvested walnuts then make the short journey from the orchard to the processing facilities. There are two main facilities. One specializes in hulling, sorting, and packaging of walnuts for the snack market. The other facility focuses on pressing walnut shells to produce ready-to-eat products. At the hulling and packaging plant, the trailer loads are unloaded into large receiving bins using an overhead elevating system. From here, the walnuts move along a series of conveyor belts and enter the processing line. Upon arrival at the hulling and packaging plant, the trailer loads of walnuts are unloaded into large receiving bins using an overhead elevating system. This system ensures a smooth and efficient transfer from the trailers to the initial processing stage. The walnuts are then transported via conveyor belts to the processing line, where their journey begins. The first step in the processing line is the initial cleaning. The walnuts are subjected to a mechanical cleaning process that removes dirt, leaves, and other debris accumulated during harvesting. This involves passing through a series of vibrating screens and air jets that separate the nuts from unwanted materials, ensuring that only clean walnuts proceed to the next stage. Once sorted, the walnuts are poured into large barrels. These barrels are carefully filled to ensure that the nuts are not damaged during the packing process. The barrels provide a convenient and secure way to handle large quantities of walnuts, protecting them from moisture and contamination. Once the walnuts have been thoroughly inspected, cleaned, and sorted, they are packed into sacks. These sacks are typically made of durable material to protect the walnuts during transportation. Each sack is carefully filled and sealed to ensure the walnuts remain secure and undamaged. At the secondary processing factory, the journey of the walnuts continues with further steps designed to separate the nuts from their shells and prepare them for final packaging. The walnuts are transported along a conveyor belt that moves them steadily towards the shell crushing machines. The conveyor belt feeds the walnuts into shell crushing machines. These machines are designed to apply the right amount of pressure to crack open the hard shells without damaging the delicate kernels inside. After the shells are crushed, the mixture of shells and kernels is transferred to a vibrating separator. The vibrating separator uses oscillations to effectively separate the lighter shell fragments from the heavier walnut kernels. As the mixture moves across the vibrating screen, the shells and kernels are sorted based on their different weights and sizes. Despite the effectiveness of mechanical separation, a manual inspection is often performed to ensure the highest quality. Workers visually inspect the kernels, removing any remaining shell pieces or damaged nuts. The kernels may undergo one final cleaning stage to remove any residual debris or dust. The cleaned walnut kernels are weighed and portioned according to the packaging requirements. This can include small consumer-friendly packages or larger bulk containers, depending on market demands. The walnuts are sealed in appropriate packaging materials that protect them from moisture and light, preserving their freshness and quality. The packaged walnuts are loaded onto pallets or into shipping containers, ready to be dispatched to various destinations. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to receive the latest videos.